Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's ST video, and we're gonna have a look at a game called Future Bike Simulator. And yeah, I know that sounds like a Codemaster budget game, right? But it's actually a Hi-Tec Software budget game instead. And Codemasters loved to add words such as professional and simulated to their games, like professional BMX simulator or professional stamp collector simulator. Well, the last one might be a bit of a lie, but you know what I mean. They love to make their games sound a lot cooler by just adding pro and simulator, and I think maybe Hi-Tec Software tried something similar here. Not sure if it worked though. I think this game is a bit of a rip-off of the racing game Space Racer that was published by Loriciel in '88. And that was a rather nice looking game with graphics by Bruno Masson and some pretty smooth gameplay, but man oh man, it was so boring. You were just racing around in this space motorcycle around the super boring track and doing it over and over and over and over again. Yeah, not great, so I don't have high hopes for this one because I'm pretty sure that Hi-Tec Software just kind of stole the idea. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say stole. I meant, of course, to say they got inspired by Space Racer. So I'm just going to be optimistic and dive in. And I did find a hard drive installable cheated version of the game, so we might actually enable that if the game turns out to be a little bit too tough, but we'll see. Get some music and a digitized loading screen. That is basically just the cover art. And it looks maybe a little bit too dithered, but yeah, not too bad, I suppose. But let's press a fire button and get loading, and ooh, we do get a very high-tech logo. That's actually pretty cool. I hope they didn't spend all the time doing that. Ooh. There's even more of it. Oh yeah, now they're getting going. It still says software, but this is very demo-y. We get the title, I think. Yeah, I think it says future. They're taking their sweet time. Future, yeah, still future. Let's hammer it in. Oh, bike. Yeah, it says bike now. Future bike. Yeah, I'm hoping they're not going to give us all of the instructions in this fashion, because that's going to get a little bit boring maybe. But I think we're just going to press fire because this is going to take all day to watch this. Ah, yes. Here we are in the future. Flying around, collecting stuff and blasting stuff as well. What immediately strikes me is the raster control they have here. They using raster control to have the borders removed. Looks pretty cool. We did something similar to this effect, or I didn't. My coding friend did it. Made a demo. I had a similar looking floor. That was a little bit tricky as I remember it. I had no idea how I did that. I was not involved in that. I did the graphics. But yeah, this is a nice effect. And you can see that the CPU is maybe being a bit strained because you do get a little bit of flicker. And hey, we have a store. What can I buy? I gotta say, the bike looks a lot more fancy here. This is really nice graphics. How much money have I got? I suppose that's what I picked up. I got 328 space bucks. Cloaking device? Why would I need a cloaking device? Well, let's try power up and maybe radar? Okay, this is expensive tech, obviously. So maybe I should power up twice then. 3 times even. Let's go. So I get more like bullets. And I mean, graphics, they look maybe a little bit simplistic, I think. I mean, the graphics in the menu and in the store and all that looks really nice. But this looks a little bit rough. The scaling it's smooth. I'll give them that. But it does look a little bit rough, I must say, moving about. And also the sprites maybe aren't that amazing. And gameplay feels... Oh, I exploded somehow. I exploded in the future. What is that sound? Is that me picking up something, maybe? No? Maybe I'm colliding with the other... Yeah, I think I am. And here we are again at the store screen, and I made roughly the same amount of money. Let's get a missile. Oh god, everything is so expensive. Let's just keep going and get more money. It's not as good looking as Space Racer, that's for sure. And gameplay is, you know, about as dull. Maybe a little bit more interesting because you do actually get to buy stuff. In Space Racer you just raced and then raced some more. And it got incredibly boring very, very quickly. But of course Space Racer looked a whole lot better than this. And also ran quite smoothly and nice. Yeah, this got a definite budget feel to it, this game. And can I slow down? I don't think I can. Okay. Level bonus. Nice. At least it's pretty easy. Now we got paid promotion on this level. So we get some variation. That's cool. And I think is that mines maybe? I don't know what. There's something flying by here. I can't quite see. And everything moves a bit jerkily, so it's kind of hard. Yeah, oh god, please. And I have to say my space bike looks a little bit disappointing. It looked a lot cooler on the still images and the cover art, I must admit. And it's really hard hitting these guys without smacking into them. And I haven't even looked at my HUD because, yeah, I don't know, I'm lazy, I guess. But I presume I have energy and stuff, and maybe we can... Okay, I'm dead. Biker terminated. Well, okay, that's a bummer. I wonder how much this game cost back in the day. Probably not too much, I hope. Because as a budget game, I mean... I'll probably be a bit disappointed still, because gameplay is pretty repetitive. And I can see this getting very tedious pretty quickly, even with the store. But I have to give it some more points than Space Racer, in the sense that it has more involved gameplay thanks to the store. And maybe there's some amazing things happening further on in the game. And I think Space Race only had 3 stages, which was also quite sad. They looked amazing, but yeah, once you played through them, yeah, that was it. Okay, oh man, I'm not making any money. How about if, oh, I can buy extra energy, but it's super expensive. I'm not going to buy anything. Would have liked to have some sort of sound effect when I pick stuff up, because you don't really know if you collect it. Unless you're looking at the HUD. And also, it would be great if I could slow down a bit. Oh god, I'm just hitting everything. Give me your money. And why do we have money bags in the future? I thought we were going for a society without any cash. But maybe there's credit cards in these bags, who knows? Or invisible space credits. So, can I afford anything interesting here? Maybe missiles? I can't even afford that. Sidearms? Yeah, it's stupidly expensive. Let's go with energy bolts. Let's power up. It's really hard keeping in the middle of the path here, because you tend to, as the path turns, you slide towards the edges without kind of realizing it. Please turn. And since I can't slow down, it's really hard to recover from that. Oh yeah, I keep hitting stuff. That's the theme in this video. Just drive into stuff. At least the sound effect when I'm hitting things is very clear and audible. Maybe I can get a little bit further this time. Oh man, it's getting very narrow. Oh Christ. But I'm not making a lot of money, am I? And sidearms? Yeah, that's too expensive. I could almost afford that. Cloaking device? Nah. Extra life would be nice. You know, I'm probably going to go with Power Me Up, baby. A lot. I really hate that the enemies are still there. Or the competing races, I should say maybe. When you exit the store, that's rather annoying. You don't quite expect that. Would have liked it if they just removed any other races. And you have also very little time figuring out what is ahead of you. If it's another biker, if it's money, or maybe whatever that other thing is. Maybe it's energy, I don't really know because I don't have time to look at my HUD. Okay, please turn. And it's really hard recovering from ending up too far to the left or right. Okay, made some decent money, and I don't think I can buy... Oh, hang on, can't I buy sidearms? Yeah. Oh, hang on, maybe sidearms is pretty pointless. Yeah, no, maybe not. That could actually help me out. Getting decently powerful. I gotta say, the gameplay isn't too bad after all. Oh, please don't. It's somewhat decent, especially considering that this is a budget game. It's not terrible. It's not great, but the power-ups does make things a bit more interesting. But long-term, I'm not sure. Try and be less spammy with my fire this time around and see if I can maybe get a bit further into the game by doing that. And the explosions sometimes cover up enemies. Not enemies. Competing races, maybe I should say. At least these guys aren't shooting at me. It's me being a complete prick and shooting at them, so... 376, that's appalling, but let's ignore the store for now. Control could also be a bit improved, I feel. It is hard to, you know, recover again when you end up on the sides. Hard to get back in, especially when there's drivers getting in your way. But it's not a terrible game. It is actually pretty decent. I was expecting far worse, let's just say that. I'm not sure about the hit detection because it seems like I'm hitting them awfully often, even when it looks like I'm getting past them. So 700 space bucks will give me missiles. I've always wanted some missiles. Sidearms? Maybe not so much. Let's go. Hang on. Ship overload? What? I can't buy missiles? Well, let's maybe get sidearms because I think that could be pretty useful when I get stuck on the sides. Oh, did I lose my... Oh, really? Why did I lose my side thing, the side ball? That's a huge bummer. So this is what racing is going to be in the future. What do you guys think? Would you watch this? Oh man, and everything is just so jerky, it's really hard seeing what is what. What am I hitting there? Oh man. And these guys looks like rocks, the other razors. Yeah, the game could use some more love, I think, and some more fine-tuning, but yeah, it's got some sort of potential, as a budget game at least. Let's power up. And the explosions, yeah, they still get in my way. I still can't see the other races. And there's a big fat explosion in my face. Oh, come on. Am I really hitting that guy? So I don't want to continuously fire, but you feel kind of compelled to do it because you don't have any idea what's behind the explosion. So you don't want to drive into anyone. So you just keep firing. That's not optimal. Yeah, not a terrible little game. It's actually kind of okay-ish. And I'm not sure how it's going to fare in the long run. It might get boring pretty quickly, especially if you can't get any further in it. And there's certainly things that could have been improved, but as a budget title, it's okay, I think, maybe. And I couldn't find any reviews for this one, so I'm just going to say thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed this quick peek at the future of racing. And as always, I hope to catch you next time. Cheers.